Well, good afternoon. According to ICE, they have made 500 arrests over the past couple days, including some, as you mentioned, right here in the state of Illinois. And while the governor says he doesn't know ICE's next moves, he says that his job is clear, and that is to keep law-abiding people in the state of Illinois safe.
Right now, there's so much confusion and chaos that they are scaring families that are here legally, who might have relatives who are undocumented, right? And we want to make sure that we're allaying those fears if, in fact, we know that they should be allayed.
As promised, President Trump wasted no time on his plans for mass deportations. Military planes and troops have been moved to the southern border. So far, ICE says the raids have targeted undocumented immigrants with criminal histories that include sexual assault, robbery, drug and weapons charges, as well as domestic violence.
I'm amazed every day when I wake up that there's an elected mayor or elected governor or elected city councilman that doesn't want public safety threats removed from their community. They should be working hand in hand with it.
We don't know who's leading which efforts. So the idea, and by the way, the people that you see on national television, they're not specific to one place or another. So it's very difficult to know, like, what are they doing in our state or in the city of Chicago or across any other city in the state.
Trump signed a number of executive orders hours after taking office, including one that would allow ICE to make arrests in places like churches and schools, two places off limits for more than a decade. The mayor was asked about that yesterday.
Any notion that would use public spaces like churches and schools, these sanctities, these sanctuaries, as a way to create political divide is not only unconscionable, but it's reprehensible.
Chicago Public Schools says regardless of the policy change, it will not allow ICE into public schools without a signed federal warrant. The city also launched an informational program aimed at protecting undocumented immigrants. The Know Your Rights campaign is showing up on CTA platforms. It includes phone numbers to report ICE activity, and it also reminds people of their right to remain silent and not to share their immigration status. I did ask the governor here this morning, of those 500 plus ICE arrests over the past few days, how many took place here in the state of Illinois. He said he didn't know, and that's because the federal government isn't sharing any type of information with him. We are live in Oak Lawn. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.
Okay.